Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Malis. I am your mathematics instructor for Math 200-008 Intermediate Algebra for the fall 2020 semester. There's a lot going on, guys. I've been teaching for 30 years. And in the 30 years of my teaching, I've always loved teaching. I've always loved the profession. I always loved teaching the students face-to-face, person-to-person. It's the best way to teach. We're not allowed to do that, so we're going to get around that somehow. You're doing a lot of stuff on your own, you guys, and I'm going to try to help you as much as I can. That's for sure. I will have as I'm saying this now, it's a Friday before the beginning of your class. Your class begins on the Sunday, the 30th of August, and I'm straightening out a few things right now as well. I'm kind of brand new with some of the stuff regarding the Blackboard, how they run it. I've run other systems, D2L, Desire to Learn, they call that D2L, and Canvas. Those are good learning management systems. I'm sure Blackboard's great as well. Typically, guys, you are going to have, in this class, your grade is going to be based on your performance in the homework and in the exams. Right now, things can change, the fluid situation. I'm a strong advocate of trying to help students as much as I can, but I cannot be Santa Claus either, guys. We got to really be doing this the way that we're supposed to be doing this. Rules are made to help people. Rules are made to help people. Rules are for people. They're for rules are made to help people. Rules are for people. People are not for rules. Rules are for people. So I'm here to help you guys. I'm going to do the best I can, as much as I can, to help you, given the fact that in the world right now, there are many very difficult circumstances. You don't really need for me to tell you that. I mean, the pandemic that's going on, I'm going to do everything I can to help as many people as I can and be reasonable as I can. But you still have to get the work done, guys. I'm accommodating as much as I can be, but we've got to get the work done. What's the work? 70% of your grade is going to be your performance on online exams, and 30% of your grade is going to be your performance on homework. There are practice exams that are offered to the students where you can do practice exams. Do the practice exams. If you do the practice exams and you're struggling in other aspects of the course, if I've seen that you've attended to the course and tried very much in the course, you've done all the practice exams that lead up to the regular exams, and you've really worked hard on the practice exams, and I can see that, that gives me an excuse to try to help you out if things don't go too good for you, okay? But so do all the practice exams that they have on there. The practice exams work just like exams work. They're online, you do stuff, you show what you can do, and I can monitor what you've done. I know if you've done it or not, okay? So the practice exams give me an excuse to help you if everything else goes haywire to one degree or another. The regular exams, you're going to do them online as well, and they want you to write stuff down and scan it and send it to me by email so I can look at it, so maybe I can give you partial credit if something needs to be done in that regard. Something to look at as well. The homework assignments, there are very many of them. There's like 75 of them. They shouldn't be too bad, but do the job, you guys. Do the job. Go in there and work on them. Give me an excuse to look at the end of the semester and say, wow, the student was there all the time. They worked really hard. Look at that. They did all the homework. 30% of the grade is 30% of your final grade is the homework. 70% of the final grade are the exams. I'm also going to look at the practice exams. Gives me an excuse. Hey, wow, let's see what I can do to help people out. Okay, that's about it. The person who's helping me tape this right now, the person who's helping me do this right now helped me do a lot of other stuff earlier. And so, what I do earlier? Well, there are these other practice exams that are written down. They're old practice. They're not the practice exams that are on. They're on Newton. I hope there's different management systems out there. There's WebAssign that Cengage has, but what we're using is not WebAssign. It's actually Newton. It's called Newton, K-N-E-W-T-O-N. And that's the book you get, and associate online and everything. But you got to be doing all this online for obvious reasons, guys. I really wish I had all of you in front of me. That's always the best way to teach. It's the way teachers have taught for thousands of years. The technology wasn't there to do otherwise back then, but even now, when the technology is there to do otherwise, this is one of the best ways to teach. People seeing you, even on film, is good, and in person is the best of all. Some things just never change, I guess you could say. There are some old practice exams that they have on Blackboard. You'll see them. And they're very similar to these other old practice exams that I used. Not just now, recently, when a good gentleman here at the Mequon campus helped me tape a lot of stuff. I got about 15 to 17 hours of taped live, quote unquote live. I'm on film, right? Just like now in this very room, in fact, I've got about 15 to 17 hours where I go through a lot of the old practice exams for intermediate algebra at MATC, Math 200. Those old practice exams, they got real similar ones also in here in Blackboard for you to look at. There's like, I don't know how many exams there are there. There might be 5, there might be 6, something like that, 7. I used a somewhat abbreviated version of those 5 or 6 exams that you can find in here. I used 4 exams. And exam number 1, exam number 2, exam number 3, and exam number 4 was a review for the final. They were all practice tests. And then I did the problems up on the board here. So I think I'm pretty audible. I write, I think you can see what I wrote when you look at it. I write loud and I talk loud. So I think we're going to be okay in that regard. When you go to the Blackboard, or you go to the side panel, if you look at in capital letters, Algebra Practice. So let's see what we got here. We got something like this on the side panel in your Blackboard, Algebra Practice. I have linked these to a YouTube account that I have, so when you hit them, you can actually see me teach. On the first video, there's a minor typographical error I made, and I mentioned it. There was something to the effect x to the negative n. I wrote it as 1 over x to the negative n. That's not true. But it's on there, and I wrote it, and I said, ignore that. It should be this. Something to a negative exponent is 1 over the something to a positive exponent. That's on the exam number 1 review. So be aware of that error I made. I also wrote it out for you. Everywhere else you see it fine. But anyway, you got about 15 to 17 hours. In those 15 to 17 hours, you guys, even though they're from old practice exams, math is math. Algebra is algebra. There is a very large amount of basic algebra presented to you in the Algebra Practice tab. And if you're patient enough, I mean, some of the videos are like an hour long, some are 2 hours long, some are 3 and 4 hours, 3 hours long, 4 hours long. I'm sorry. I mean, we were afraid that we wouldn't get a chance to get anything to you. At least I was. And I said, so some of the videos are 3 hours long, 4 hours long, but it covers basically the entire course in a lecture format, me talking to you face to face. I figured it was good for you to be able to see something like that. If you click Algebra Practice on the far left-hand side, you're going to find, you're going to find a whole bunch. Forgive me how many videos. It's from 4 different practice tests. 4 different practice tests. But the videos are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just make sure here. Forgive me here, guys. That's 3. This is 5. There's a total of 7 videos covering 15 to 17 hours of all those practice exams. I lecture. I do problems. I think it's going to help you very much. It's in Algebra Practice. It's all there. You're going to have to be patient. Click it, take a break, go have lunch or something like that, and come back and start it again. But I would suggest seeing all 17 hours. It's going to help you very much. It's my lecturing, and then you can do the practice exams that are on the web, that are on Newton. You can do the practice exams, and then do the real exams as well. So this is good stuff to have under control to do. Underneath those 7 videos are the Math 200 Old Review number 1, Math 200 Old Review number 2, Math 200 Old Review number 3, and Math 200 Old Review number 4. So there's old review exams, review exam number 1, review exam number 2, review exam number 3, and review exam number 4. And if you look at those, when I say, hey, I'm doing this problem from practice test number 3, it's on there. You print it out and look at it. So, oh, he's doing problem number 35 from practice exam number 2, or problem number 39 from practice exam number 4, or from practice exam number 1. Look at it, so you can always print those out and do that. I also have another thing there called Some Algebra, SOME, like just some algebra to look at, and that's some of the do's and don'ts. When do you use the distributive principle? When do you not use the distributive principle? How does this, how do I multiply? How do I factor? How do I multiply when there's non-classic simple number? There is not simple numbers to look at. There's letters, there's exponents, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. How do I multiply? How do I divide? This algebra practice, these 7 videos go all the way from the basic stuff, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, all the way through logarithms. All the way through logarithms and the exponential function and conic sections. Talk about parabolas, talk about circles, talk about ellipses, talk about hyperbolas. All of it is there in the videos. You gotta be patient though. They are lengthy. I'm sorry. If it were up to me, I would have made them 15 minutes long each. If they were 15 minutes long each, I'd have to make 60 videos. That would be great. We had a lot of stuff happen here. I mean, this has not been easy for us to do. When we were first doing some of this stuff, we encountered some challenges, and the first time we did it, we weren't even able to do it. I mean, something happened, and we had to do it again. So there's things can happen. Luckily, I ran into a great gentleman here, like I said, who gave it the effort to do something like this. Otherwise, you wouldn't see these solutions live. So please take advantage of this stuff. Nobody's going to mistake me for Albert Einstein or anything. But it's a strong presentation of all the basic algebra that you need for an intermediate algebra class. It's all lectured for you. So be patient with it and go ahead and look at it if you want to do that as well. You also have the book. It's going to tell you the page numbers associated with the homework. Do what you can. You do the homework as best you can. Oftentimes they're likely giving you multiple attempts to do a lot of this stuff. There should be a lot of flexibility here, and we'll talk. You are largely on your own. This is the most I can give you guys. And some people do something to this level for their students. Other people don't have the time to do something like this to this level for the students. I lucked out. I was able to get it done. So, make sure that, please make sure you're taking advantage of it. I think it's going to be pretty decent for you. What's the best way? The best way is if we were together, face to face, obviously, so that's about it. I'll be making, as you're listening to this, I'll have already put the syllabus up there. They've given me a syllabus that I have to modify. How would I approach something like this? It's hard to call. If it's something that's brand new for any teacher doing something like this, you always want to err on the side of the caution to help the students. But you guys are computer savvy, and you're just going to work hard, and you're going to do great. So that's what I am thinking about here. Do everything. NetTutor is going to be available to you. Links to special resources are available to you. Like I said, I'll have the syllabus. I'll make the syllabus. I'm kind of old school. I try to make a syllabus as simple as possible, as straightforward as possible. you know, and see what we can do. People have done different things here. Your big thing is make sure you're reading the book. Make sure the book's online. Make sure you're reading the book to the best of your ability. So I mean, read the thing over 5 times and you know, spend 200 hours doing it. Not necessarily. I mean, but read the book. Know how to do the problems. If they're showing you how to do the problems, read the book and do the problems as they've shown you how to do it. I want the right answers. Short of somebody cheating, I don't care how they get the right answers. Everybody's got a different thought process on how to get the right answers, and there's many ways to get the right answer. So I'm not going to tell people how to think, guys. I'll give suggestions. When you look again, when you hit the tab or the headliner, I guess you could say, regarding something like this. Let's take a look at it here. Let me. For some reason, I'm not seeing it here again. Right. Okay. When you hit, and the algebra practice is right above the 16-week online exam reviews and the 16-week semester online exams and the homework. So it goes algebra practice, then the online reviews, then the semester online exams, and the homework. So all 4 of those are kind of grouped together. You're going to find the algebra practice that I want you to look at. Then you got the online. You've got the online, so the algebra practice, and then you got the online exam reviews. Then you got the exams for real. Then you got the homework for real. The exams and the homework for real are right down the line. There's 4 things there, and the way they got it is, so you should see it, 16-week online exam reviews. You just write that. And these are the ones, you know, do I collect them? Do I grade you? Do I grade you on it? No, I don't. But if you show me you've done these, you give me an excuse to try to help you when it comes to that. 16-week online exam reviews, 16-week semester online exams, or at least close to that. We aren't quite 16 weeks, we're more like 15 weeks, but we're doing the exams. We're doing all the exams that the 16-week people are doing. So 16-week online exams, the real ones, real McCoy. 16-week semester online exams. So, and the other one is the homework. So what we have here is so let's see here. Let me see exactly how they say 16-week semester for the online exam. They put semester in here. There it is. So algebra practice, 16-week online exam reviews. So forgive me, guys, I don't want to split too many hairs here. You're going to see it just like this. You're going to see it a lot neater than I write it. But the algebra practice button will get you to all those videos, 15 to 17 hours worth, highly recommended. Then you got the 16-week online exam reviews, and you got the 16-week online exams semester, and you got the homework. So they're all kind of in line with one another. What's the big stuff, guys? Your online exams and your homework. Online exams, 70% of the grade. Homework, 30% of the grade at this point. The online exam reviews, you guys, are important. Very important, you guys, because I think they're going to make you do good. First and foremost, even if I wasn't looking to accommodate people regarding those, when you do something like that, they're going to just help you on the exams anyway. But if I see the effort here, that kind of gives me a chance to try to be there for people. Okay? All right, guys. Look for the syllabus. I'll make everything available. By the time you read this or hear this, you know, the availability will be there for the exam and stuff like that. So I'll be in contact, and Thank you. Forgive me for being nervous here, saying all this stuff, but I think you know where I'm coming from here. These big four that you see here, from the algebra practice to the 16-week online exam reviews to the 16-week semester online exams and homework. And again, the big stuff is the exams and the homework. That's the bottom line. You want to do good. As far as these are concerned, you got the homework here, you got this. But these two help you do the bottom two. That's kind of the big thing I wanted to say on that, okay? All right, guys, it was a pleasure meeting you. Hopefully when this calms down one day and you guys do great in my class, you can see me at some other school where I teach, or at this school or somewhere else, and I can be your teacher face-to-face is what I prefer, man. Person-to-person is the best. But in the meantime, we're going to make do with what we got here. We're all going to do great, okay? Guys, have a great semester. Stay strong. Stay strong.